And we do have friends from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Vietnam to join us. Yeah, welcome for all the friends. It's so meaningful to have friends from different countries, but we are learning this beautiful wisdom at the same time. And we do have friends from Australia too, and also from Sedona. Wow. So indeed, this teaching has been spread all over the world. Yeah. And tonight, we would like you to benefit most of this event. Hence, we have lined up a lot of activities because we want to give more than what you have expected. So hence, this event will run over time. And we encourage every one of you to stay because you will gain more. And without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker, China. She has been into this system for many years. And let's see how her relationship has changed. And let us welcome China.
Hello, everybody. Long time, never meet a lot of my good friends here. Welcome everyone from all over the world. So happy to see all of you. Okay, today I really grateful to have this opportunity to share about my relationship. I have not been wanted to touch on my relationship for many time because I went into the roller coaster, way of managing my relationship. I remember in 2015, I was in this system. That time I was here with many negative, depressed, kind of emotion. Why is that so? Because when I was with my husband, it's the main issue that made me, having a lot of negative emotion. So why is that so? Because we were very nice courtship, but ever since I got married, the nightmare started. I don't know whether it applies to many of you, but it really happened to me that I find that marriage is really horrible. When I see the beautiful, handsome husband become a very agitated, very angry person and not caring at all. Whenever I needed him, he wasn't there. So I hope this will not put off people that is still single and wanted to get married, okay? So, but it's really true. It's really true. I really find that marriage is really such a horrible thing. Every year I wanted to divorce him. Then I end up having children. My mom said, no, please hold on. You must hold on to the children's, giving her a good marriage. So that's why I hold on. And why was I having such a negative emotion? Because I don't really have a good career. So all my defeated career also affected my mood. And every time I was there trying to have someone to talk to, I don't have him around me, with me. So I don't have sister. I only have 2 brothers. I don't have good girlfriends because ever since I know him from 20 years old, I stick to him. So eventually I really rely on him to help me in my life. But he wasn't there. He was a workaholic. Until now, actually, he's still workaholic, But last time I was not be able to see the goodness of him at all. Okay, I suffer. And he said, okay, why don't we do a business together, doing a curtain business that we can, grow all together and then we have our own business. So I went into it and then eventually, you know what? My second year, my principal got bankrupt. Then he wasn't there to help me. I really literally have to, settle all the problem myself. And I picked it up for 13 years. Eventually, when I started the business at 35, I ended almost 45, 48 years old, full of pain, menopause, to end the business. So when I have this sadness, he wasn't there. But instead, every time when I see him, we couldn't communicate properly, we quarrel, and then we start to shout at each other. Then I find that life is so meaningless, Okay, then I should do more volunteering because from young, 18 years old, I love volunteering. So, I went to temple and start volunteering. So I thought I want to do more good deeds and I should be happy, I want to bring back my happiness through volunteering because I'm such a good angel. But eventually when I was in the temple, I got the biggest hit in temple. I was attacked by people in the membership. I was in the ESCO committee, I also not happy. So why is that so, And my husband couldn't help me. Every year I wanted to get divorced because of all the bad shit that I had been through. And I felt that life is so meaningless. It's really meaningless. And 2015, I met a good angel. That is Teacher Dawn. She is my savior. Wow. She just bring me this awesome book, the Diamond Cutter book. What? A millionaire monk helping with a lot of people doing business, diamond business? No way. I think this is not a real way of doing the things in the life that you can really overturn your life. There's no way. She asked me to go public talk. I felt it's ridiculous, but I pulled myself over. When I start to look at the book, I find that there's a strange message there that I want to find out. That's the 6 times book. What is 6 times book? I never heard this before. So I asked her, I said, can you tell me where to get this book? Then she said, go to book club. Then I start to go to book club and start to, attend some of the reading. Then I realized that a lot of things that I don't know that I want to find out more, but I'm very skeptical. I took almost 1.5 years to really start moving, to understand what is 4 steps. So in year 2017 that I start to use the 4 step, because that time I was desperate because I need to bring back my money. 91,000 was stuck at IRAS. So I really use the 4 step. I really use the 4 pi, all the tools that I wanted to use from where I learned from Geshe Michael courses, from level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I attended so many classes that eventually it works. Within 3 weeks, I saw my money coming back. Within 3 months, I saw my husband attend the level 8. Wow, I say that it's a miracle. 4 step, it really works. So eventually, I bring back my happiness when I start serving the community. And I really find hope. I really find hope in my life. Geshe Michael really bring something very awesome into my life that I felt that in my 50s, I should be in a very down mode forever. But now, at that time, I don't really like to look at myself in the mirror. But now I think I'm okay. I can look myself into the mirror. And I like to encourage people to really come into the system, to really learn the system so that they can also be happy and looks prettier and more presentable and love themselves. So eventually I use these tools, especially the level 4 and 5, because without relationship, you can never bring happiness, not even your wealth. Because I failed my business, I lost money. I lost my relationship. I lost my health. Every part of my body was pain after the curtain business. So without relationship, you can never have harmony in your life. Without harmony in your life, a lot of things will not be successful. So eventually now I would say I myself is a very happy person because I see my husband change. Now I see him like my teacher. Not only my teacher, he's a very pretty, handsome. I don't know why, even he have a lot of wrinkles now, white hair, but I still see a lot of beauty in him. And after so many years, I thought I really clear my seats, But do you know, during 2020, we're supposed to celebrate the 30th anniversary, right? And supposed to plan in May to go to Santorini. But because of COVID, what happened? I couldn't go Santorini, because no airplane, no flight, right? We were locked down. Then eventually, we went to Sentosa. Sentosa is also not too bad. Yeah, we celebrated our 30th anniversary very, very beautifully. But during that few years, I found something is not right because every day he's at home. While he was at home, that I couldn't tahan him, I know my seats wasn't clear. And I took 2020 to 2021 in a suffering mode again. I start crying again. Why? Then I really literally see where things are coming from. I still have a lot of negative emotion in me that which I need to clear. Eventually, in 2022, I will say all my sleep are fully clear 90%. Okay, not 100%, but 90%. And this year, eventually, during the Valentine Day. Normally, we don't celebrate Valentine. We celebrate on the 16th of Feb because that's where the first time we know each other. We met at one's friend's birthday party. It was in 1985, okay? That was very long. So this year is our 33 anniversary, okay? And that means today is the 18th, right? Last 2 days, he sent me a Valentine greeting. So many years he had not been sending me Valentine greeting. And I already pre-arranged on the 14th of a card, e-card for him to celebrate our 33 years of knowing each other. So I felt my seeds are fully ripened because I really love this system. I'm fully happy because I use this system not only to help myself, I help many people to see their relationship getting better, they're welcoming back, and really very beautiful environment around me now. I see my girls also happier with me. Last time they don't really want to share with me and bring me out. So now I can see my work is getting better. And I have many great teachers around me, my great friends around me. I got someone to share with. So please come and learn this system. I really wish you can live out your life in every moment, whenever you know where things are coming from. Thank you for the time to listen to me.
Wow, thank you so much, China, for your heartfelt sharing. Wow, thank you. If you have benefited a lot from China, or if you find that her sharing her story is inspiring, please type yes, why in the chat box. Yeah, so that we know, yes, that you have benefited from it as well. Yeah, so as you can see, right, in fact, China, she has changed her relationship, turned into a lot more beautiful. So now, without any delay, we would like to learn directly from Coach Michael Roach. So what are the tips can improve our relationship in our home and at work as well? So shall we invite IT to help us with this? And Manuel.
Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach, and welcome to the DCI Level 5 invitation event. And really, when I was thinking about how to invite you to DCI Level 5, which is going deeper into all our relationship questions, it starts with Level 4, really, how to find a relationship and then how to keep it going, and then how to make sure we're happy during the relationship. And those were very broad brush strokes on the canvas. We were painting a very broad picture of, we were painting a very broad picture of what a relationship could be, how to start it, how to keep it going, how to make sure it's nice. And then we said that in DCI Level 5, we want to go deeper. And people have, I don't know, thousands of specific questions about their relationship. And, we are attempting, all of us, to stop thinking that the world is coming from the world, that the people we meet and the things we see and the things that happen to us are coming from the outside somehow. And we are all in the DCI, we are struggling to see that, to understand that things are coming from us and from seeds in our mind. And a lot of the DCI, teachings that we go through, things that we learn about, they are just to get us to finally understand. And by the way, you cannot understand it without, I think, really deep training. You can't stop a mental habit of how you think about the world just because someone told you the pen is coming from you. You need to work on it. Rikpataye begone is the ancient expression. From 1,000 angles, you got to keep working on it from 1,000 angles. So DCI Level 5, what's cool about it is we take 12 actual relationship issues, very common problems that we face in our relationships, and we tear them apart and we work out how to solve them, and I don't know. I think DCI level 5, we have worked on it and worked on it for years, and it gets deeper every year, I think. So what's happening in this invitation event today is, number one, I'm assuming that you have seen the 3 preview videos that I did to kind of invite you to the invitation event. And if you haven't seen those 3 videos, then I suggest you just turn this off right now and go watch those 3 videos first, because my goal in these talks that I'm going to give you now, this invitation event, is to go deeper into those ideas. Okay, so if you haven't seen the 3 preview videos, then please do so now. Excuse me. Excuse me, I have allergies. You can see the trees outside. The tree. Sorry. The tree I'm allergic to is right there behind me, but I just love it so much. I don't want to cut it. So go see those videos first, and then we'll come here. And here we're going to start with this image you can see here, which is a star. And as I mentioned in the preview videos, this star is a diamond. It's a real diamond cut into the shape of a star with 5 points. And, you know, as a diamond cutter, I can say it was hard to cut, very difficult to cut. It's a real stone, and very difficult to make this. And when I think of a star, if I wanted to, I was looking around for a 5-point star, and I love this diamond. I love this particular diamond. And what the 5-point star represents is 5 different types of relationships that we're going to have if we ever start our own business or we work in a business. These are 5 relationships that you're going to need when you start your business. And what we were saying in the preview videos was that you know, all your relationships are divided into relationships at home, and then relationships that you have in your work, you know. And what we were saying was, if you get these 5 relationships right at work, then you'll be extremely successful. And, you know, I started a $250 million company from zero with 2 other people in New York. And using the seed system, we built it into $250 million a year, the largest diamond jewelry company in the world at that time. And also it was sold to Warren Buffett. So that's a success if you understand this 5-point star, and you understand all the 5 points and the 5 relationships you have to have. What we said then in the preview videos was that really the same 5 relationships hold true in your own personal relationships. You know, if you're married or you have a partner, then you have these 5 relationships going on with one person. You see, that's the fun part. You have these 5 relationships going on with one person. And so if what we could do as a strategy together, I can describe to you how to make these relationships work in your business. And then we can switch it over to your personal relationship. And that gets me out of the problem that, you know, half the people who take DCI level 5, they want to know about their personal relationship, and half the people are interested in their business success, which comes through business relationships. And so I think it's a clever way that I thought about. They're not really separate, you see. The same strategies you use to produce diamond jewelry, you can use at home. And we called your house a factory. And the production, the product that you design and advertise and create and crank out of that factory is happiness, you know. It's happiness with your partner. So, you know, when I go to work, I need these 5 relationships to produce more jewelry and to make my customers happy, and become financially successful, independent. But then when I come home, I need the same 5 relationships, in a sense, with my own partner, because we are business partners in a thing called, you know, producing happiness. Our product that you produce at home, in the business called your own home, the product we want to produce is happiness, okay? So we're going to go back to this 5-point star. We're going to cover 3 points on the star that we didn't do yet, all right? And when you master this star, you're going to master your relationships at work, and then you'll be very successful, and you're going to master your relationships at home. And they cross over. You know, what we were trying to say in the preview videos is that the 2 goals, they cross over. What do you mean? I mean, it's, listen, anyone who's been in a relationship, you know it's not easy. You know it's hard. You know relationships take a lot of effort and a lot of time. I think it's harder to have a relationship than a successful business. But if you are successful in your business, if you own a business, or even if you just work for one, if you're successful in your business and you come home and you have comfortable money, we call it, right? We call it financial independence. It means you can do what you want, you know. And try to imagine if you didn't have this anxiety, or this thinking, worrying about how you're going to make money, where you're going to get money from. Imagine that you didn't have that anymore, and imagine that you and your partner had plenty of money, and in fact, you had plenty of money to live comfortably. The house you see here is, you can't see a lot, but it's up on a mountain, you know, and it's really beautiful, and that's just the front porch, and it's not expensive. It's a nice house. It's not a huge expensive house that I have to spend time cleaning. But what happens if your business is successful and you make good money, then, you know, there's a much bigger chance that your relationship at home is going to be successful, because both you and your partner, you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay the bills. You know, to be honest, I even pay several people to pay my bills, and I don't even see the bills, to be honest. And that means that my wife and I have a lot of time to spend on our relationship and not worrying about bills, and which is a very important part of our life. We have lots of extra money to share with people who need it. You know, our charity work, as I mentioned, in December, we paid out over $200,000 to help refugees in Europe, to help poor people in Africa, to help save ancient books in Asia. You know, it's fun. It's fun to do that. So what I'm saying is, if you can master this 5-point star, and we're going to keep going through it now, if you can master that star with your business, and then you master the star in your relationship, then I don't know, I think both your business relationships and your home relationship, they're going to go smooth and they're going to be really fun. And I have to say, my work is fun and my home life is fun. And I have fun when I go to work and I have fun when I come home. And isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Okay. This works by the seed system, which you know about. You can see it here in the next video, in the next little picture here. I think it's a car. And there's a little sign that says give and take. And I want you to get in the mood that, I don't know, the universe is a strange place. And the more you give to the universe, okay, the more you help other people. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be emotional support. It can be just listening to somebody, you know, what they need, you know. It can be a smile on the street, but everything that you push out into the world, every time you give, then you automatically, things come back to you, give and take, you know. And as you push energy out into the world, you create seeds. And then when those seeds open, and they always open bigger than what you did, then they come back to you in great success, you know. So, you know, I'm sitting here in the house that I built doing it, and I'm just encouraging you to give it a try, okay? All right, here's another picture for you. This is a website. It's called jewelry.com. You know, the common wisdom in my time in the diamond jewelry business was that you couldn't sell jewelry online. Customers want to come in, they want to touch it, they want to try it on, they want to show it to their friend, they want to make sure. I mean, jewelry, you know, we used to think was something that probably would not be sold online. Hang on a second. And I have to say, we were the first company to really go after the idea of online jewelry. We paid, I think, $5 million for the address, you know, the link, jewelry.com, the website address. And we built this huge online jewelry business. And it was a huge success. And it made us, it helped make us one of the largest diamond jewelry company. But from my side, in the business, you know, I wasn't sitting in a jewelry factory, you know. My job was to find the stones, you know. My job was to try to find all the stones. And oh my gosh, sometimes on a good day, I had to bring 300,000 stones into the factory, you know. I had to, and they had to be exactly the right size and exactly the right shape, and most importantly, they had to be exactly the right price. And what you see here, it's not my company, it's another company, because we didn't allow cameras in our company. But what you see here is a diamond sorting table, and we got so successful that we were forced to create new systems and huge offices in New York City where we sorted the diamonds, okay? And diamonds need to be carefully checked one by one. You got to put similar shades of white together. You have to put, you know, everything has to be carefully matched. And so, you know, my friends would say, wow, you're so lucky you work with diamonds all day. And I said, well, you have no idea what that means. I don't know if you can notice here, but the chairs that the diamond sorters sit on are they have the legs cut off, okay? Because you want the table to be up towards your chest. You don't want to bend over a pile of 3,000 or 4,000 stones and look through them one by one for 8 hours. Your back is gonna get blown up, you know. And then you know, in this case, these guys are wearing goggles. This is like a 10 power goggle, and it gives you a headache. You know, you get bad headaches when you wear those, because when you look around, it's like wearing somebody else's heavy glasses all day. So, you know, we were getting really, really big. We needed more and more diamonds. Our factory was like a hungry lion, and we had to go outside, you know. So we had to go to other countries in the world and find factories and build relationships with suppliers. And that's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about suppliers. We finished in the preview videos, we talked about finding business partners, you know, and how to get successful with a business partner. Do you remember how? I'm going to check and see if you say, share the power. Okay, share the power. And the same thing goes with when you come home, you know. Don't be one of those couples where the guy, he runs all the finances and the woman has to accept what he says. And the woman gets to have all the fun with the baby all the time, and the guy never gets to pick the baby up. You know, try to treat each other equal power in your business with your partner, okay? And that was one of the keys to my success in the diamond business. And then we said, you should look for investors who are the perfect investors, who give you the money and then they don't come back until a year later. They don't interfere with your business. But when they come back to get their money back, give them the money they loaned you at the interest that they said, and give them, I don't know, 0.5% extra, give them 1% extra, which in the diamond business is a lot of money, okay? And always give your investor more than they expected or that they even wanted. And this is, again, that thing about the more you give out to the universe, the more that comes back from the universe, okay? So we finished partner, business partner. We finished investor. We said the way to give your extra 0.5% in your own house is maybe, you know, take some of the extra chores. Like I happen to do all the dishes in my house. I do the vacuuming a lot and the laundry, and take, you know, honor the investment that your partner has brought to this little happiness factory that you've built. Honor that investment and give them more back than they expected, okay? Give them better service back than they expected. None of our friends has the deal that we have in our house, that Michael washes all the dishes. That's just the way it is. And that's a little extra bonus that I give to my investor. Now, here we are with our successful diamond business. We just created jewelry.com. There's a huge demand. People want up to 30,000 pieces of jewelry every day. And how are we going to meet that demand? And how can we apply that at our home? Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach. Welcome back to our invitation event videos. And we're well on our way. We're about halfway through. All of these videos about the 5-point diamond star of business relationships. And I'm going to throw up a picture here, which is a businessman. He looks kind of upset, or he's waving his arms around or something. And we were talking, you and I were talking about in my jewelry business, diamond jewelry business, how we started this online, jewelry sales. It went crazy, and we paid like $5 million for the online website, and then something happened when we just got too many orders, and it's extremely expensive to run a factory in New York City. The taxes are very high. Space is very, very expensive in buildings because Manhattan is an island. And, we were, I think, the largest manufacturing company on the island of Manhattan. And it was important for us to get some of that production off the island and over someplace else. And so one of my jobs was to go around the world and try to find factories and owners of factories who could be trusted to take our diamonds and make them into gold jewelry and then send it back. And it's a very, very difficult business. It takes a lot of quality control. There's 100 ways to cheat somebody when you make a piece of jewelry in a factory. And we found this businessman that you see here. And I guess I can tell people now his name was Leopold. He was French. He's a count or something like that. His family is royalty in France. And he and his friend owned a jewelry factory in Thailand, and I think another in Vietnam. And we met them. We really got to know them, and we became good friends. And they started making jewelry for us in their factories. I would send them the diamonds, which is a very difficult job. And then they would make the jewelry in Thailand and send it back to the United States. And when the jewelry from another factory comes back, there's something important you have to do. And I'm showing you here 2 different gold rings. These are 2 different wedding rings. And, to the untrained, well, to anybody's eye, these 2 rings look exactly the same. If I ask you how much gold is in these rings, you can say, well, they look fine, they both look very gold, The problem is different countries have different standards about how much gold you should put in a ring. And I don't know, like in Europe, people strongly prefer what we call 18 karat gold. And that carat doesn't have to do with carat diamonds. That carat with gold, and it's spelled with K-A-R-A-T, that means what's the percentage of gold in the ring. You cannot make a ring out of pure gold. It's too soft. It would just collapse. So you have to add other things, silver, copper, something else, to make the ring durable. And so, I don't know, in Europe you might say 18 karat, which is 75% pure gold, is the standard. In America, we have 14 karat, which is 14/24 of gold. But in America, the government is very strict. You cannot, you have to stamp the percentage of gold inside the ring, and it better be correct. You cannot be selling rings that don't have the right percentage of gold in them. You can get sued, you can get in big trouble, you can lose your business, and more importantly, in the jewelry business, you lose your reputation, which is priceless, okay? And so in this next picture here, by the way, the old test for gold used to be a file, like a very strong steel file, and you file some slivers out of one of the rings. You have to destroy the ring. You take one of the rings in the shipment from Thailand, from the French guy, and you file it, and then you put the gold in a special acid, and the color of the acid tells you how much gold is in the ring. And it's kind of dumb because you kind of have to destroy a ring to test it. And it's also a lot of trouble in the acid. Having acids in a factory in the middle of Manhattan is it's just crazy. So we had a big breakthrough one day. We found out that you could do the same thing with the spectroscope, refractometer combination. You could study the light coming off of the jewelry, and that would tell you how much gold it has in it. And we were excited. The next shipment that came in from our French partner, we immediately used the spectroscope on it. And I'll tell you something funny that happened. My assistant came to me and she said, Mr. Roach, something's going on here. And I was like, oh no, don't tell me they're not giving us enough gold, And she said, no, they're giving us too much gold. Somebody in their factory is mixing the gold wrong, the gold dust. We buy gold as a powder, and then we melt it to make the jewelry. And somebody's mixing the powders wrong, and they're giving us too much gold, okay? And I was really surprised because in the jewelry business, if you give 1% too much gold, for example, even though diamonds and jewelry are very expensive, the business is very competitive, and your profit margin compared to another company might be 1 or 2%. And if you lose that 1 or 2% in the gold, that means you're working for free. Your factory's working all year, and you're selling the jewelry for less than it cost you to make it. And I said, gee, we gotta figure out what to do. And my assistant was like, why should we do anything? We're getting more gold for free. It's a great deal, And this is the attitude towards your supplier in the United States. And I'm sorry for that, but there's this attitude that you should grab your supplier and squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them, get better quality supplies from them, keep the better quality, and pay less and less and less, And if they don't like it, work hard to develop competitors. And we did, I rarely bought anything. I rarely made any major purchase of materials, gold, silver, rubies, sapphires. I would always compare the prices in the market. I would always buy from 2 or 3 different sources. And that's the attitude in the United States. You squeeze your suppliers, you make them compete with each other. And if you watch the quality carefully, because if you squeeze them too much, they will just lower the quality secretly on you. So you have to have very strict quality control, and then you have to squeeze the supplier. This is conventional wisdom. This is what people who don't understand the seed system will do. Now, if you do understand the seed system, you want to help your supplier be successful, okay? You want to pay them a fair price, and you want to make them successful. You want them to go home and tell their wife, hey, honey, man, we made a good deal today, and that Michael Roach's company is really a great buyer, and wow, we're making a good living. We can send our kids to a good college or something like that. And that people would come to me and say, thank you, you treat the suppliers like you treat yourself. And that's the seed system. And the seed system says it will come back to you. Okay. But now listen, I have a problem. I got this crazy French guy. He gets upset about anything very quickly. And I cannot tell him. I cannot call him and embarrass him in front of his partner and all his employees. I cannot say, guess what? You're sending us too much gold in the rings, And I thought about it and thought about it. And then I made a fun plan, strategy. I called him and I said, you know what? You guys are working so hard for us that we'd like to bring you and your wife to New York City. We're going to put you in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And we're going to send you out to Broadway shows and nice dinners. And we want you just get to know you better, spend a couple of days in our factory, spend a couple of days in our design department. Let's get to know each other better, So he came, he was happy, he didn't have to pay for anything. And, I told my assistant, I'm going to come through with this guy on a VIP tour. I want you to show off this new machine, spectrometer machine we have. And I want you to show him how it works. And how we call it non-destructive test, without destroying the ring, just from the light coming off the ring, we can measure how much gold is in it. And then I want you to have a tray of his jewelry sitting there next to the machine, and I want you to use his jewelry on the test. And then my assistant is like, well, he's going to find out that he's giving us too much gold. And I said, well, that's what I want. I don't want him to give us too much. I want him to make a profit. If he makes a good profit and he stays in business for a long time, you know how much trouble we save? We can relax, and he's making the jewelry and we just have to sell it, and it'd be wonderful for him and wonderful for us. This is kind of the definition of a dream supplier, And I said we have to make him successful. The end of the story is a cute ending, He went down into the factory bowels of the factory, and he ended up in the inspection department, and my assistant ended up, showing him a piece of jewelry that he knew it was his because it has his marks on it. And she's like, oh, I don't know who made this, but look, they're giving us a couple of percent too much gold. They're probably losing money every day they're open in their factory, And then in a way that he did not lose face, he was not embarrassed. He found out that he was cheating himself, you see. So this defines our relationship. If you want to be a big success in business, you gotta have those 5 relationships have to be going well with your partner, with your investor, suppliers, employees, and customers, okay? And this is just an example of how you should take care of your suppliers. Now let's take it home. Let's take it home and talk about your partner. How can you help your partner as a supplier, and how can you make your supplier successful? And I think each partner in a relationship is bringing their other part of their life to the relationship. Okay, both me and my partner, Veronica, my wife, we both have our own businesses. We both run our own show at work, and we both bring home some of the money for our life. We both contribute. And what you see in this next picture is that this guy's wife has worked hard to make her supplier successful, okay? Like, my business keeps me really busy. Veronica's business keeps her really busy. but we just have a dynamic where we help each other in our businesses. You know, I help her with her taxes. I help her with her advertising. You know, I do stuff she doesn't like to do. I'll do it for her, and I'll help her as a supplier in our relationship, and she does the same for me. Okay, so in this picture you see a young man, and he's successful partly because as a supplier to the relationship in the happiness factory, he has, as a supplier in that relationship, his wife, who's the end user, you know, who's the manufacturer, is supporting her supplier, and she's helping to make him successful. Okay, and I can, you know, the other day, I'll do one more example, and then we'll go on. My wife came home and I had an envelope on the desk, you know, and she said, "Well, what's that?" You know, and I said, "Well, that's for the Patriot guy." And Patriot is the name of our garbage company. You know, we have a truck that comes once a week to pick up garbage from our house, and we never see the guy. He's got a huge machine. He doesn't even get out of the truck anymore. There's a huge arm that comes out and grabs the garbage can and puts it into the truck and empties it, puts it back down. And she said, "Well, why is there an envelope here for the garbage man?" And I said, "He's our supplier, honey. He's just like the French guy in the factory in Thailand making gold rings, you know. In a family, your suppliers, you got lots of suppliers. You got doctors, you got grocery stores, you got water company, electric company, you got garbage people. And you should make them successful. You should try to think about them. The more you give, the more you contain, okay? The more you do for others, the more it's going to come back to you. And doing for others is just really fun, okay? All right, we finished 3 of our diamond star points now. I'm just going to start you off on the 4th one, and then we'll get into it deeper in the next little video here. So I would say the next, let me get my notes here. The next point of the star that I want to talk about is employees, okay? And every company, you know, almost every company has to have employees. And how your relationship with your employees, how you manage your relationship with your employees is a huge part of whether you're going to be successful. Again, if all 5 points of the star, if those 5 relationships are going well, then you're going to be successful. Hang on. Ooh, I'm just trying to stretch out my leg. And you'll be successful and at home. If you've got the same 5 points to the star, if those parts of your relationship are going well, then you're going to have a successful personal relationship, okay? So here's this. So we're going back to the star. You can see it here. And you know what I'm going to say next. I'm going to show you the little car with the sign that says give and take. And please remember that you got to give to the universe. You got to pour energy out into the universe to other people and help them be successful. And then that's all going to come back to you, and you will be successful. And when it comes back to you, it comes back a lot stronger than when you gave it out. You see, that's the nature of this kind of energy. Then I'd like to, the next picture here you see is a young man from Burma. He was a refugee. You know, New York traditionally has been a city where we get a lot of immigration. When you immigrate to the U.S. in the old days, you would go through a place called Ellis Island in New York. And this young man was a refugee from Burma. His name was Nigel. And we called him Nigel. We gave him an English name. And he wanted to be an employee, Okay, he was looking to. Hi, welcome back to our third little invitation event video, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying making them, and I do hope it inspires you to sign up for our DCI Level 5. We'll have fun together, and I think you can already tell that DCI people, we have a lot of fun. We're relaxed because we make good money and we learned how to plant seeds and we know how it works, okay? And we're going to just keep going deeper today, okay? So I left you with this Burmese refugee who arrived in Manhattan, and he needed a job bad. He didn't speak much English, and he, let me see if I can fix this. And he asked me, look, I'll take any job at all, So I gave him this little tray that you see here. It's a pearl counting tray. And I said, okay, you're our pearl management, pearl inventory manager. And I even gave him a business card that said pearl inventory manager. He was so happy, and the job was terrible. The job is really boring. And look, there's jobs in life that are boring, and I've done them. I've been a truck driver. I've been a cleaner in a restaurant. I've done everything. I've been a construction worker. And there's just jobs in this world that somebody has to do them, and they're really boring. And his job was to reach into a huge bag of pearls with this tray, and then he has to shake the tray until there's one pearl in each hole, and that's 100 pearls. Now you see, when you buy diamonds or you buy gold, you buy it by weight. You buy the diamonds by carat, which is so many ounces, so many grams. And then you buy gold the same way. You buy kilograms of gold, and in this business. But pearls are different. You see, pearls you don't pay per pound. Pearls you pay per piece. And we did many thousands of pearls every week. And somebody's got to count these guys and make sure the supplier gave us the right number of pearls. And we got to know that we have enough pearls for our orders. We need a 4mm pearl to go on 2,000 rings for a certain customer. And we have to know that we have those in inventory. So this poor Burmese young man, Nigel, he had to count these pearls on this tray. So fill up the tray, knock off all the extra pearls, and then dump it in a box, and that's 100, and keep track on a piece of paper. If you come out wrong after 10,000 pearls, you have to do it over again. And I tried to make his life interesting, and by the way, that's relationship building. It's one of the 5 relationships. And I think along with suppliers, we tend to take advantage of employees, and we take advantage of suppliers. And I think if you're very wise, if you understand how what you give comes back to you, then you will pay more attention to your employees, and you'll pay more attention to your suppliers, and you try to take care of them and make them successful. So one day after 6 weeks or something of counting pearls all day, and again, somebody has to do it, and I brought him in my office, and he was scared. He was new in our country, and he didn't know a lot of people, and he and his father were living I went and visited them in a terrible little apartment in the Bronx, and he asked me, he looked really scared. I think he was afraid I was going to fire him. And I said, how's it going? How's the pearl inventory? And he said, very good, very good. And, you know, and I said, well, are you happy? Are you okay? And he said, happy, happy, very happy, very happy. And the money was very good. We paid him pretty good. And he was pretty happy, you know. And then I said, sit down, you know. And he was learning English really fast. And I saw that he was really smart. And I said, listen, you don't want to sit there and count pearls the rest of your life, you know. This company needs somebody to count the pearls, but you sure you want to do this? You know, how much longer you want to sit there and count pearls all day? And he looked at me, and he had this light of intelligence in his eyes, you know. And he said, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Roach, you know, I don't like counting pearls all day. I'd like to do something else, you know. And I said, well, I have an idea for you. And I said, somebody in the company went to a course in computer programming. And here in the next picture, you can see a programmer, okay? And this is Nigel. I mean, it's not really him, okay? But this is what he looked like. He was kind of a, I don't know, rough young guy. And I said, look, if I send you to programming school, what do you think? You know, you want to try something new? And then you could really help our company. And he said, wow, I would love to have a chance like that. I can't afford it. And I said, listen, I'll pay for it. You know, I'll pay for the school, and I'll give you 2 hours off at the end of the day. And you go to programming school. And then you come back and you see how we can use it in our diamond department, you know, our stone department. And he went, and he worked hard, and he was really smart, and he picked it up really fast, and he got to be quite a good programmer on PCs. And we had this problem in our company. It's an old problem. And in this next picture here, you can see a diamond parcel paper. We call them parcel papers. And these are white folded papers with a blue tissue paper sleeve on the inside. And for hundreds of years, diamond dealers in Europe especially, this is how they would carry their diamonds around. They didn't use plastic bags. They used these diamond parcel papers. And one reason is that when you open up the paper to show the diamond to a customer, the blue makes the diamond look much better. Okay, if the diamond is a little yellow, the blue color of the paper kind of offsets the yellow. And so diamonds look great in these diamond papers. And this is how diamonds were stored for hundreds of years, back in the days of Amsterdam and Antwerp. And we invented a new system. Me and Nigel invented a new system. We invented a whole new system of inventory storing of diamonds and stones. We worked on it together after he became a programmer. And he designed the whole program, and he executed it, and he put together the PC network to manage the program. And we made a lot of money, okay? A huge amount of money. And some of those details of that program for tracking diamond inventories and storing them, they're still secret, okay? And I'm not going to tell you, because I worked hard to develop that. And by the way, I developed it on a circle day. And I hope you will learn to do the same, okay? How does this apply to my personal relationships, you know? How do I use this principle of trying to do extra for somebody else? You see, that's what I'm trying to say, you know? Trying to encourage the person that you're in a relationship with, trying to encourage them to do more, trying to encourage them to be more. And your relationship, you know, with your employee, in a way, I work for my wife, and my wife works for me in a way. I mean, we both work for our house. We are employees of our home and our relationship. And how can we get developed? How can we develop each other further? And my wife is interesting, you know. I foolishly committed to buy a small cafe in our town. Some of you guys heard about it. It's called Peachtree Cafe. And then, you know, she wasn't too excited, to be honest. She's like, okay, you can buy it, but I'm not going to, I can't help you much, you know. Can you just run it on your own? And then we had this idea to do a news show, you know. We do a Peachtree Healthy Eating show, and we also do a Peachtree news show. And we get the news from all the DCI organizers from around the world, and we interview them, and we have fun time. And she really encouraged me, and she made nice snacks for all the staff, and she went to the cafe many times. This afternoon she went down there to make it more nice, more beautiful, so that I could expand myself. I could learn to do something new. And what you see here is me and the news desk guys. By the way, the news desk MCs are construction workers who've been friends of mine for many years, and they wanted to expand their horizons. They don't want to bang nails into pieces of wood for the rest of their life. And they asked me and my wife, do you have anything that we could do to expand our life? You know, we don't want to just count pearls for the rest of our life. We don't want to just, you know, get up on the roof and bang nails for the rest of our life. So we have two of the renovation guys, three actually. Yep, three of them are helping us to run a news show for all the DCI and other related networks out of this cafe. And my wife helped me develop the skills to design the studio, run the news show. We had a beautiful interview a week ago with Mr. Bin and Miss Yumi, his number two from DCI Vietnam. And boy, they are building houses for poor people. They have built over 800 houses for poor people from their profits. And, you know, it's great. So anyway, my wife is encouraging me as an employee of our happiness factory called Our Home, and it's helping us be more successful. We got to get moving. And Grandpa talks too many stories, right? Let's see, how's the time? Good. Let's move on to the back. Let's go back to the 5-point star. Here's that diamond star. And we have reached the most important relationship of all in a business. You know, if you want to have a successful business, the most important relationship of all is, of course, the relationship that you have with your customer. Okay, and you got to take care of your customer. In American business, we have a saying that a customer is king. You know, whatever the customer wants, you just have to do it. You know, they complain, you have to do something. You know, you have to make them happy. Okay. Here's our little car again, the give and take car. And the more energy you put out into the world of your customer, then the more energy comes back. All the good energy you put into helping people in the universe spits it back at you as success. Okay, so how do we do give and take with the customer? Okay, and I'm going to show you this book cover here. This is a book called Made in Japan, and you kind of have to be my age to really appreciate this. In America, when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, there was a joke. If something was made cheaply, if something was made poorly, there was a joke. You'd say, "Oh, that must be made in Japan," you know, because at that time, Japanese industry was just recovering from the war, and there was things weren't made well, and it was. By the way, later they became the greatest quality control masters of the whole world, the Japanese industry. But in my time, when I was young, made in Japan meant it's not made very well, you know. And this writer here, Akio Morita, he's the founder of Sony Corporation. You maybe know Sony for motion pictures, but Sony also has made electronics for many, many years. And he's got a philosophy about customers, which is great for the last point of our five-point star. And Mr. Morita-san's philosophy with the customer and the philosophy of Sony Corporation is very, very wonderful. And I'll tell you what it is. He says, give the customer the product they want, but they don't know they want it. You see what I mean? Like, study your customer, get to know your customer, think about your customer all the time. Think about what their needs are. And then think about how you could supply them with their needs. You know, like, wow, that's a great idea. Instead of feeding a trend, you know, right now with big data, analytics, you know, all kinds of algorithms, these big companies like Amazon or Alibaba, they are trying to see your spending habits. They're tracking you online. Probably right now they're going to sell me a better video program. And but I think if Morita is doing it, and by the way, he's passed away since then, but if Akio Morita is doing it, he will try to guess what you want next before you want it. You see, I mean, before you know you want it, he will figure out what you're going to want next. And it's such a beautiful idea. It's such a beautiful attitude. Instead of taking advantage of your customer, instead of trying to sell them the cheapest thing at the highest price, which is what a lot of companies do, he's saying, put your customer number one in your mind. Put them in the front of your mind. Dream about helping your customer and making your customer successful. You know, let that be your goal. And then try to make a product which is what they're going to want next year or 6 months from now. Okay, try to look ahead into the future and make a product that they're going to want. And I took this book to heart, you know, and I started to look around my business, my diamond jewelry business. And I started to try to think about what would my customer want? You know, what does my customer, what is it that they don't get that they might like to have, you know? And one day I was sitting around in a circle day in my little cabin in the forest. And I said, you know what people want? Here, take a look at this picture, okay, you guys? Here's a picture of a sapphire ring. And by the way, the sapphire is a good one. It's what we call Kashmir. And a good Kashmir sapphire, as opposed to like a sapphire from Australia. The ones from Australia are deep, deep blue, almost black. And you don't see any sparkle coming out from the inside, you see. And the ones from Kashmir, very expensive and hard to find, and they sparkle from the inside. They have a different crystal structure. You know, they're nicer, but neither one of these, this sapphire ring, even this good one, it's not that nice, you know. That's a sparkle. And when I was in the mood of learning from this Japanese business person, I was trying to think of how to satisfy our jewelry customers in Japan who love these bright colors. They love oranges, they love yellows, they love bright greens, but there wasn't any light blue stone for them, not a precious stone. And I'm going to show you a stone here. Here's a raw stone. Here's a crystal of a stone called topaz, yellow topaz. And I don't know, you find a lot of it in Sri Lanka and in some countries of Africa and South America. And it's a dirty little stone. It's not popular at all, brown topaz. You can make a nice, warm, big, pretty inexpensive brown topaz. You can cut one. But listen, you know, who do you know who walks around with a brown topaz ring? They're just not that popular. There's a few people who like them. You know, I'm not too excited about them myself. But we found out, you know, I researched and researched and researched. And to brag about Grandpa, I have two gemology degrees. One from Gemological Institute of America, and one from the Gemological Association of Great Britain, which is a very tough degree to complete. And I finished both of those. And I had studied crystals deeply, and I had studied color and what makes color. You know, like red comes from the green being absorbed in a stone. So I studied, and I found a way to treat brown topaz permanently. It makes a permanent change in the brown topaz. And here's a picture of the sky blue topaz that comes out. You can create two different colors with special permanent treatments. One is called Swiss blue, which I don't like. It's like a dirty gray blue. Some people like it. I like this other blue called sky blue. And, you know, we cut these stones, and I'll be honest, we could create a topaz, a sky blue topaz, for $1.50 or something, and the customers went crazy. They're willing to pay $50 for a sky blue topaz, and, you know, that's a lot of profit, you know. And why am I talking about that? I think we succeeded because we weren't just trying to make money. We were following Mr. Morida's advice to try to guess what will make the customer happy in the future and give them something they don't even know about yet, you know, and give them something special. Like, care about your customer and put your mind in their head and think about what they want. And this is a wonderful practice. This is a very deep practice, which all of you heard about probably. You know, put your mind in your customer's head and try to figure out what is it that they would like. You know, what's their goal in life? What's something that they would like, that they would enjoy? And we came up with this sky blue topaz. And boy, it was a huge success in the marketplace. And we did many innovations like that, many times, because we were trying to make our customers happy. We were trying to think of what would make them happy before they knew about it. So, how do you use this last of the 5 points on the star? How do you use that at home? You know, how are you going to use this at home? And, you know, that's a no-brainer. Your wife or your husband or your partner or your children or your pets, in a way, they are your customer. If your house, if the apartment that you live in is a happiness factory, if you're supposed to be producing not jewelry, but happiness, then it's obvious what you're going to do for your customers in your home. And you're going to think of things they might want or they might like before they even think about it. And you're going to anticipate what would make your customer happy. If you're a man, the customer is your wife. If you're a woman, your customer is your husband or your kids or your parents, okay? So I was trying to think of an example of this customer mentality for your partner. And, you know, to be honest, I'm filming this sitting on our bed, in our bedroom, because I like the background so much. And I was thinking, what I'm going to show these guys that we did for a customer, you know. And then I thought, well, it's under the bed, you dummy. You know, Geshe Michael, look under the bed. And under the bed was these are moccasins, these are, you know, house, what do you call them? Slippers. And I last year, my wife's feet, she got some cracks on her feet and it was painful, and I figured out, I got my customer, you know, and I think her feet cracked, her heel got a crack in it because she was walking on the cold floor. And so I thought, this last fall, I thought, I'm going to solve this problem before it happens, you know, before it happens this winter. I'm going to find a way to solve it. So I went online, and I like these, you know, sheepskin slippers. They feel really happy and really cozy, but I don't want the sheep to be hurt, you know. I don't want to buy something that they had to kill a sheep or to use their skin for the slipper. And I found a great compromise. You know, it's man-made materials, but it feels great, and you can clean it easily, and it lasts for a long time. And that's what I got my wife. Okay, that's what I bought her. She's my customer in this happiness factory called our house, and I'm going to make her happy by giving her something that she hasn't even dreamed that she needs yet, because it's not winter yet. And I think you can see that they're all worn out now at the bottom. She loves them. She uses them all the time. Your partner at home, they are your customer, they are your employee, they are your supplier, they are your investor, they are your partner. They're all five, okay? The whole 5-point diamond relates to your partner. I'm going to throw up another 5-point diamond here for you guys. Let's summarize what we did in this invitation event. And listen, if you never come to DCI Level 5, that's fine, you know. To be honest, our company, DCI, we just want you to be happy. We want you to be successful. We'd rather live in a world of successful people than people who are not successful. It's just more fun, okay? So, you know, I hope you come to DCI Level 5. I hope you enjoyed these free introductory talks. But even if you never come, use what we talked about. Just use it, and you're going to have a happier life. Life is very short. Life flies by so fast, and we got to make it happy. Okay, so 5-point star. Here's the picture. Don't forget it. I think you should be able to close your eyes and tell me the 5 points, okay? That's my goal. Next, you know what I'm going to show you next is this little car with a little sign that says give and take. And, it means the goodness you deliver out to the universe from you. The universe I always like, puh, puh. The universe will spit it back. Double, triple, 10 times, 100 times, okay? That's the nature of the universe. When you do something nice for people, it creates a seed. And that seed opens and comes back to you, okay? So don't forget in this next picture that your relationship at home, it's very similar to your relationships at work. It's a happiness factory. And, at work you get to make diamond jewelry or cars or I don't know what, buildings. But at home, the product of your factory called your home is happiness for everybody in the home, okay? And we're going to go through those 5-point star real quick, okay? I promise not to keep you late. I'm watching the time for you. Let's go through the 5-point star and just remember what we said and how to use it at work and in your family. Okay, number 1, partner. You can't start a business without a partner. Give them equal power. Here's a baby picture with some money in the hand, and that represents equal power. Both of you have power over the finances. Both of you have equal power to make decisions about how you spend the money, and both of you have equal right to play with the baby and spend the day with the baby and hold the baby. Too many guys take over the finances. Too many ladies take over the babies. And the guy's just waiting for you to ask them to hold the baby more. And the lady's just waiting for you to give her more input on how you spend your money, how you keep the money, okay? That's the partner side, the first point of the star. Second point of the star, let me see here. Yeah, that's your investor, okay? And when you get a loan or someone invests money in your company at work, always give them back more than you promised. I don't care if it's $10, but give back more than you get, okay? Give back more than you promised. And the universe will always give you more and more and more, okay? So that's the idea of an investor. Your partner at home, they came into this relationship, they brought some money, they brought some skills, they brought some love, they brought commitment, and in a way, they decided to invest in you. And you should give them back on their investment, give them back more than they expected. And that's where you see this picture of Geshe-la vacuuming the floor, okay, during the Peachtree Healthy Eating Show, okay. Next, so that's the second point of the star, which is, taking care of your investors. Third point of the star is, what would you say, your suppliers, right? And we told the story about taking care of the French factory in Thailand, making sure that your suppliers make a profit. Then they're going to stay around forever, and they're going to make your life easy, and also you're going to become close friends. The friends I made in business, even 30 years ago, longer, 35 years ago, I'm still good friends with a lot of these people, and we really care for each other, and that's wonderful, okay? So make your suppliers successful. And in our example at home, it was help your partner to grow into something new, into something more than they expected, okay? Our example was this young business guy, and his wife just gave him a lot of support at home, and he tried to start a business, and she supported her supplier. Okay, the next star here is called your employees. And in a business, the idea is that you always try to help your employees grow. Okay? Don't put a person counting pearls all day for the next 10 years. You know, that's cruelty. It's okay for a while if they don't have training and they don't have language skills. That's okay. Get them started. And then find something better for them to do. Find them a way to grow also. And we gave the example of a young man who was a refugee in Manhattan. And we made a programmer out of him, and it was a huge success. The example we used in my home life is me with my the two guys who helped with the reconstruction or the renovation of our cafe. We turned them into TV stars. You know, they are the stars of our Peachtree World News show. And yes, they worked for me and my wife. Yes, they worked for our cafe. Yes, they did hard work, winter, summer, you know, fixing up that place. And then we helped them to grow. We helped them to be more, okay? And that's our example. So you remember that. Finally, we talked about customers, the fifth point of the star. And in a way, you know, you got to take care of your customers. Follow Mr. Morita's advice. Think about what your customer is going to want next before they want it, you know, before they themselves know that they want something. Make it for them. So when they find out that they want something, you already got it ready, you just hand it to them. Oh my gosh, that's such a brilliant strategy in business, okay? How are you going to do that at home? Don't forget the slippers, the winter slippers for my wife. You know, I'm thinking 3-4 months ahead. She's going to need these in the winter. And I want those to be ready for her. Even though she doesn't want them yet, she will want them. She doesn't know she's going to want them, but she's going to need them later, okay? So you anticipate your customer's needs. Listen, all these rules apply to relationships in your business, and the same 5 points of this beautiful diamond star apply at home, okay? And so I think it's a perfect crossover. And that's what we're going to be talking about in DCI Level 5. We're going to go much deeper than we went here. I had fun doing these videos for you. You know, I think if you just listen and follow Grandpa's advice, you're going to have a wonderful time, a wonderful life. You're going to be successful at work. You're going to be successful at home. And again, they go together. If you have a good income, it's a lot easier to be nice to your partner at home, okay? And especially if you are sharing that income. If your family takes responsibility to share your income with the poor, with the needy, with people around the world who need it, that's like a perfect dynamic, you know. Make the money at work, come home, bring it home, live comfortably. I live comfortably. I don't live fancy, but I live comfortably, happy, wonderful, beautiful. And then have extra money to share with the world, because the more you push out into the world, the more that you invest in the universe will push it back to extra, okay, with bonuses, okay. Here's the DCI Level 5 manual cover. I hope you're hungry. I hope it's interested you. And
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kashi Michael, for the sharing. So I believe all of us have learned something new today. And if you look at the time now it's 9:05. So originally we planned this event to end at 9 o'clock. So sorry about that, because we really want to give you more. So if you have something to go ahead, you feel free to leave this room. So if not, we have another two speakers to share with you more. But I believe, in fact, we encourage you to stay because you have more to gain. So just now we have learned at least the 5 methods how we can improve our relationship both at work and at home. But I believe after that you may ask, how can I practice this in my life? So this reason why here we do have a DMO community to help you. So if you join us in this intensive level 5 course, so you will learn all the life tools together. So remember that there's another 12 deeper tools that we will learn together, and then we will hold hands together to support each other until you reach your relationship goals. So, and next, we are going to have the speaker. She's going to share with us how her relationship has changed after she has applied all the life tools in her life as well. So let us welcome Jean.
Hi, thank you, Teacher Dawn. First of all, I would like to thank Anne for inviting me to share my story on relationship and also letting me to reinvest my seed. Let me share my challenge in a relationship since year 2005. And I had a bad relationship with my sister-in-law. In fact, I have to admit that not that she treated me badly or hurting me, is that I couldn't stand her attitude, behavior, her character, like, you know, I love to step into my comfort zone, arrogant, jealous, you know. So let me give you an example. She wanted to have the same wedding gown with me, exactly like mine. He asked the tailor to actually tailor make. And she wanted to have the same wedding ring, same design. Children all go to the same school, like my children. So, and came home, I mean, in my in-law house, like almost every morning and even at night. So can you imagine my times, like, you know, you open, you know, your eye in the morning, you will see her, and then till nighttime. That is really crazy. It's driving me crazy at that point of time. And I can't stand it anymore. Then I try to avoid her, not talking to her at all. And when she came to the house, I locked myself in the room and no more eye contact. Even I see her car plate, you know, and see her car, make me very angry. And like, you know, ruin the whole day. In fact, I try to, you know, run away from her. Since 2005, there's no more family gathering anymore because I don't want to attend the family gathering and you know. So thanks to my good seed in December 2021, I came across a Facebook advertisement on this seed system. It says that 100% effective, that you can plant whatever you want. But at that point, I have a very strong feeling that this is not the origin, that I Google search and YouTube as well. Finally, I found Genshin Michael, where, you know, the time was the YouTube talking about the pen story, where I started my seed journey, my seed planting journey. After learning and understand the pen story, knowing where things are coming from, I would say, you know, all the attitude that are characters that I find that from my sister-in-law, actually, she is my mirror. And from the pen story, I know that I created and planted all this, you know, the dislike and why, you know, I find that why am I so angry with what I have planted? Actually, I deeply regret what I have done to her and the damage to the families. And from that moment, can you believe that she's like totally vanished from my world? I wouldn't hardly see her car, even hardly see her car plate. Then I started to find ways to repair the relationship. What I did is I arranging a surprise birthday party for my mother-in-law, and we invited all the family's members and together with my in-laws friend. And actually, I'm so blessed that my sister-in-law actually forgave me. And she's so happy that I started talking to her. I would say she's really kind. I also took the initiative to call her and actually ask what I can help her when she was actually lost and feeling hopeless when the son, my nephew, was not well in the hospital for 3 months. So what I did is I did live liberation for my nephew for 49 days and support, encourage her till my nephew discharged from the hospital. Thanks God that he is well now. From the very first family gathering, now we always have family gathering for all occasions. In fact, my in-laws were so happy. I would say thanks to my good seats and to all the teachers, like Teacher Sugans, Teacher Sentian, and Teacher Dawn, especially Teacher Sandy, taught me the correct will. Without the wisdom, I will still trap in all these negative feelings, unknowingly keep planting the bad seed or the bad feeling again and again. In fact, now I am a very happy person now with great inner peace, and I'm really contented with what I have. Due to all this harmonious relationship with my family, my staff, my business partner, my customers, after I learning the seed system, as what Geshe-la or Geshe Michael mentioned, if you have a good relationship and you know your wealth will well taken care of by the universe. And I am actually, in fact, I'm able to hit my wealth goal one after another in every 2 months. So thanks to the pen story, because it tells me why things happen in my world and where things coming from. And the seed actually give me hope that I can change my world to what I want it to be. So for those who are new to the system, please talk to your friends who invite you to the talks, and do find out more about the pen story. And please come for our level 5 so that you can let go or heal all the broken relationships and have a better life. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean, for your sharing. So if you feel that her sharing is beneficial and you've been inspired, please type YYY in the chat box as well. Yes, indeed, in this level 5, not only we will learn how to create a beautiful relationship, but it will help us to repair or restore the broken relationships as well. So next, we are going to invite the last speaker, who is also a very important speaker for tonight. Initially, we did not plan to have these 2 speakers because currently they are in Arizona, so it's too early for them. And we are so grateful that we have these professors to squeeze their time to come in. So we want to take this opportunity to invite them to you as well. So now let us welcome Teacher Sugan.
Okay, so sorry, Dawn. I'm going to take a little bit of minutes from Professor Sugan. So hi, everybody. Nice to see all of you. I'm here now in Sedona. So we on the computer since 4, I think, yeah, is it? So 4 a.m. here. So even though it is very early, but I can feel how that the sharer here and everybody there that you are willing to come to listen. You can feel how is it beautiful, the sharing of all the sharer and the Geshe Michael. So here I'm going to take a little bit of time, which is few minutes only. I'm going to tell in 2018, it's actually 1918, 1980. So that is the first time that I heard the words from the family, from my step's family. So it means like stepsister. So the mother asked me when early in the morning I was invited to go to their house before I directly go to school. So they opened, when I ring a bell, and then they opened the door, and then they said, I saw this my stepsister's mom, and she asked me, Is your father die already? So this is the first word. That time I was in the secondary school only. So because of that event, I know that we are not going to have a good relationship in between family, brothers and sisters. Okay. But then I really working so hard to create this kind of harmony that I was dreamed to have. They all sitting together in the one table. So imagine all the sisters and the brothers can sit down together. So it is impossible, right? So we all scattered around. We are in the different places. But yesterday at 3 a.m., I received a text, but I didn't look at it. And at 4 a.m. in Sedona time, so I received a call. Then I quickly look at my phone and say, oh my God, this is a video call. So I quickly dress up and I go out and I on the light. Do you know who called me? It's one of my stepsister. So when I on the phone, what happened? They are having a dinner together, stepsister, brothers, and everybody, with my mom also. So you can imagine how hard it is to create the harmony, which is so huge challenge, with a huge challenge. But in this system, the 4th step will definitely help us. So the days when we are here, it seems so far from my hometown. But every day, I told my partner, I told Professor Sukang that never each minute, I didn't feel very grateful towards all the changes in my life. And it's been almost 9 years, and it's going up and up and up. And it's amazed me. It really amazed me. And not only that, I can see all my friends here 3 years apart. Do we think that this is only because I buy a ticket and I come to Sedona and I can meet them? No. And yesterday night, I even heard one of the friends from where is it? Russia. She is going to fly here only one day. Ukraine, right? Only one day to meet us. Do you think that it's about the ticket only? No, it's about how good the harmony that we have, how good that we treat the 5 elements that we really need to treat. So this is my sharing. I hope that this short sharing will really make all of you to want it to come to see how it is in our life. And do we want to be more than this? Like having more and more happiness in our life through the harmony that we create. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's my turn now to talk a bit. Well, I'm also feeling very, very lucky, like what Jin Yip mentioned, to got to know Geshe Michael. Our marriage about 9 years ago actually went down at the bottom of the valley. Well, I mean, we got married for this year is almost 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. Wow, silver. So, of course, when we first got married, we are very happy. But after 3 children, and then the relationship really went downhill. And yeah, a lot of, like what just now Chinner is sharing, also a lot of arguments. And, you know, I thought this is normal. This is normal. I mean, marriage life, normal. After a while, then people say what, 老夫老妻, long relationship. And then you just get used to it. You get numb. And then that's it. You know, I thought this is normal. And then 9 years ago, we got into the system. We realized, oh, this shouldn't be the way life is going, you know. We can get whatever we want, including harmonious relationship. And what I saw is Geshe Michael himself is really a good role model on this one. He is so loving. They have a so harmonious relationship. And because of that, people around him are so harmony. I sent you some pictures just now, but actually there are more pictures. We just had a Peachtree Cafe soft opening last week, and people came and we all enjoyed the company. So here we are not going to tell you to sign up for the course. We just want to inspire you. Hey, this is possible. If you want, come and learn together. Let's explore and make our life beautiful. Life shouldn't be boring. Life shouldn't be sad. Life, in fact, has to be exciting, and we can create a beautiful world to inspire everybody to have this kind of life also. All right, so that's a little bit from two of us from Sedona. It's 6 a.m. now. Yay.
Wow, thank you so much, teachers, Professor Sugan and Xingtian. Right, early in the morning, but you really squeeze your time to join us. So we can feel the love from you far away from Sedona as well. Yeah, and I also want to share. In fact, many of us, you can see the volunteers here, our teachers, and some of the old friends here, right? They also have created a lot of beautiful, harmonious relationship. I also take the opportunity to share that I'm so thankful for Gershon Michael. I'm so thankful for all the friends here, right? So I also practice the tools, and I have created an ideal partner with me. And now he's sitting in the chat, in this Zoom, and to learn this system together with me. Wow, how beautiful is this? So I dedicate this to all of you as well, right? We will have a partner to learn this beautiful system to change our life and to change other lives together also. Okay, so next, let us find out more how we can learn deeper, right? And then to create the life that we want, perfect relationship to be the happiest person in the world. Okay, so in fact, this course is going to happen next week. And this is a detail just to share with you that originally the price, this is the global price, is about 1,700. And we do have this early bird price, 1,500. And next, so in this system, we believe and we practice to give more. So we want to give as much as what we can. So on top of that, if, for example, you sign up before 28, right? Not only you will get the early bird price, on top of that, if you sign up, maybe you invite your friend to join together, there will be the further discount for you. So we believe that sharing is caring, right? So the more you share, the more you should gain. And not only that, on top of that, we want to give you much more as well. If you sign up the course today before 11:30, there will be further another $200 discount. So which means that the investment is only 1,300 only. But let's think about it. With this small investment, but yet you were able to create, the more harmonies in your life, more perfect relationships in your life, and you will gain more friends and create a more meaningful life together and to impact more people. So I feel that it's totally worth it. And for those that will have attended the course before, and the revision cost is only $400. So if you want to have more information, you can contact our volunteers, and the information is posted on the chat box as well. Okay, thank you all. So let us stay in touch, right? So we hope to see you in level 5. If not, we hope you to join one of the activities that we have posted earlier also. So we want to see you more often. So let us know each other people, we support each other, then to make our life better together. Okay, so grateful to have you. Then we are now end of our event for today. Thank you all. So bye-bye.
I will be around if there are any questions.
Okay, that's great.
I will be around if there are any questions.
Okay, so please grab this opportunity. We have a teacher here. So in case you have any question, you feel